Team Baxter.
I'm finally ready to put the servo in. Instead of the 2080 that comes stock with the Traxxas Summit, I'll be using a high-tech HS 5086 WP. So I've discovered that I can't make this high-tech servo fit without modifying the chassis or the servo itself, which is something I'm not willing to do. So I'm on the way to the hobby shop to find a replacement for that. If I cannot find a suitable replacement, I will be putting the 2080 back in. Back from the hobby shop, and I've got a HS85MG now. This is a comparable servo to the Traxxas servo. Only difference is this is not waterproof, and this one has metal gears. I'll be doing a little bit of waterproofing to it, not much. I'm just gonna marine grease it, etc. Clean up the joints and get it installed. Even with the non-waterproof function, I think this will last a bit longer than the Traxxas servo. So got the servo installed, and the next step is to install the rest of the electronics. I'm going to keep the stock receiver in there, the Traxxas receiver. Instead of putting the brush motor back in, the brushless motor back in, I'm going to switch it to a 55 turn brushless motor, which is the original idea behind this project. I wanted to see how the Summit would do with the 55 turn brushed instead of this little VXL motor in there. So switching the 380 size motor for a 540 size motor, 55 turn, brushed versus brushless. And for the ESC, I need a brushed ESC now. This is a brushless ESC, the Valenian VXL 3M. So I switched down to the XL 2.5. I got this off eBay. This is a 16 scale brush controller, and I'll be putting this in place of the brushless, of course, since I'm switching to brushed motor. In order to accommodate the larger motor, I had to get a 540 size motor mount. This is Traxxas part 7360 TRA 7360, and this goes in place of the stock motor mount in order to fit the larger motor. Got the brush motor and ESC installed now. Everything went together real fine. I put Castle bullet connectors on the ESC and the motor. The 550 motor mount, and everything kind of just slid together. So the electronics work fine. I'm going to give it a test run. I have a battery here. Of course, this is not the one that's going to be used, but it's just a 6-cell battery. It'll work to give it a try. So plug her up. Using the Traxxas stock equipment here, just because it's Traxxas. And it looks like everything's a go. Seems to be spinning a little bit faster than I like. I had to put a 25 tooth pinion in because simply because that's what I had. I originally planned on putting a 20 tooth pinion in, but it doesn't allow contact with the spur and pinion correctly. So I moved up to the 25. If the 25 is too fast, I'll drop down to maybe a 23 or so. But since I had a 25, that's what I put in. So pretty much all that's left is putting the bumpers on, and a few small other things, the tires. I've been playing around with these rip saws, these axial rip saws, seeing how they work. I think maybe these might help it turn a little better, but we'll see. I'm gonna just do some experimenting and then settle on the tire. Also, I need to finish the body, and that'll be it. To finish off the motor installation, if you want to run a gear cover, You have to buy the gear cover for the 550 motor. It's part number 7379R, TRA 7379R. This includes the gear cover, a little plate to cover the window that shows your gear mesh, and a couple other items that I won't need because they were already with the Summit. But the gear cover is a different gear cover for the 550 size motors. The stock gear cover won't work, and you'll need to get this if you want to run a gear cover.